Welcome loyal viewers and eager entrepreneurs to the final round of the 2023 Engen Pitch Polish competition. After 16 weeks and 3 rounds of competition, tonight we will crown South Africa's ultimate pitching champion who will walk away with that first prize with 1 million rand. It all comes down to one final pitch. Are you ready? Hello again from me, Aldrin St-Pierre. We have a thrilling final episode lined up for you tonight, and we have to start with a massive thank you to our sponsors, without whom this would simply not be possible. On behalf of all of our contestants, our entrepreneurial viewers, and everyone involved in this year's competition, thank you to our title sponsor, Engen Petroleum, thank you to our co-sponsor, Nedbank, and thank you to RaceCorp for doing an amazing job pulling all of this together. Speaking about sponsors, remember tonight is your last chance to win one of those Evo Super Shop vouchers from Nedbank with 5,000 Rand. So keep your words about you for when our viewer competition question comes up later. And we have a surprise prize to give away too. Something about you and your significant other staying in the lap of luxury at the Radisson Blu, but more on that later in the episode. Now, as I said earlier on, it's been close to 4 months since this year's competition kicked off. Hard to believe, right? We put together some highlights from throughout the course of this pitching journey. Let's take a look. In the beginning, there were 16 contestants who were divided into 4 groups of 4. In round 1, 2 contestants from each of the 4 groups were eliminated to leave us with 8 entrepreneurs in the second round. The 2 remaining contestants from each group went head-to-head to secure a spot in the semi-final round. And after 4 epic semi-final pitches last week, we saw Tshireletso of Camping RetrEats and Mzingisi from M-games become the 2023 finalists. And of course, we met our wildcard contestant for the first time, Benedicta Durcan of Afrobodies. The question now is, how worried should Tshireletso and Mzingisi be as they come up against Benedicta? Last year and the year before, our wildcard contestants came out of nowhere to secure the second prize. What do you think will happen this year? Head over to our Facebook page and let us know who you're putting your money on tonight. Right now though, it's time to catch up with the judges. Hello judges, I'm back again. The wild card. I bet you guys didn't know about that, yeah? I tried to dress up and look very sleek for the finale, but I have to say, Monique, Sipogazi, you guys are overshadowing me. What has Omatema done? What has she done? And by the way, Omatema is one of the runner-ups in the previous seasons of Engen Pitch Polish. You guys look snazzy. Don't know about you, Alon. And let's start off with you, Alon. What do you expect in this final round?
Aldrin, I'm expecting 2 things. I'm expecting to see the fact that they've polished their pitches. If they're coming back with the same pitches last time, they're going to be marked down. And what you probably know or don't know is that we've spent a couple of hours pouring through the numbers and trying to understand whether the entrepreneurs actually understand their numbers and whether the numbers stack up. So it's all very well to stand there and pitch to us, but we want to see if there's substance underneath, and we're going to test for that as well.
Okay, and Sipogazi, what are you expecting?
I'm very excited about the wild card. I'm hoping she gives the guys the run for their money. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing sharpened pitches, and yeah, they must pull out all the stops today and make it difficult for us.
Monique, your end?
Same here. Also looking to make sure that all the pieces of the puzzle come together so that I want to see the entrepreneurs being authentic. It must stack up. What they say they do and what they do must stack up.
And that neatly leads me to our first pitch of the night. Benedicta is now heading in to make her first and only pitch of the competition. Let's see how she does.
Hello, Benedicta.
Hi, judges.
How does it feel to be the wild card?
A bit wild.
It's
It's been a wild ride to get here, yes.
Benedicta, you know that you've got 3 minutes
Yes.
to pitch.
Yes.
You've prepared.
Yes.
How are you feeling?
A little bit nervous, but excited as well.
Okay, let's get it going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pitch and polish.
Hi, judges. I'm Benedicta Durcan, co-founder and CEO of Afrobodies, a chemical engineer with an executive MBA degree. I have accolades in STEM, such as the Mail and Guardian 200 Young South Africans to Watch in South Africa, in the Science and Technology category, in the top 50 inspiring 50 women in South Africa. Dr. Peter Durcan is the Chief Scientific Officer and co-founder of Afrobodies. He has a PhD in cell and molecular biology and over 15 years working experience with antibodies. What I have given you is a 50 microgram sample of our anti-human CD9 antibody. It is a biological molecule that would bind specifically to that particular target. The reason it is so small is because we use the alpaca immune system to generate this. Such small antibodies are 10 times smaller than those traditionally available in the market, more sensitive and precise, and therefore can be modified for customer requirements. I could even travel with one on the flight because they can survive up to 70 degrees Celsius. Imagine a cancer patient who has undergone many years of chemo treatment, wanting a solution that will not only save their lives, but also not impact cells in their body that are perfectly functional. Their solution would need to make use of an antibody that was precise and sensitive to their specific type of cancer cell. This is where we come in, together with scientists making novel discoveries that will result in new tests and treatment for diseases. The cancer patient will be happy to know that we use an ethical process when making these antibodies by training the immune system of the alpacas. Once the blood is drawn from the alpaca animal, it undergoes further processing in a laboratory, and the antibody contains an mRNA sequence, which is the blueprint that we can patent. Our target market is in billions of dollars globally and growing. There are 1,500 PhD and postdoc researchers in South Africa who spend an average 200,000 rands per annum importing antibodies, giving a market value of 300 million rands. We want to aggressively target 10 to 15% of this market share. We are the first company in South Africa to produce these type of small antibodies, and we've reached our first proof of concept in 2018. Over 1 million rands revenue has been generated by making custom-made antibodies, and this has been an organic demand from the global customers, and we are using this to self-fund and grow the value of our business. The 650,000 rand prize we use for sales and marketing. As co-founders, we will launch a roadshow visiting 10 South African universities where we will market our products and solicit market data. This activation will yield 3.5 million rands in the next financial year by selling 440 such vials at 8,000 rands each. Judges, we are here to advance scientific research by working together with scientists to make discoveries, and in order to do so, we need to have a profitable and sustainable business. Join us on this endeavor to find the next cure to an incurable disease. Thank you.
Sure, perfection. How's that timing? Superkazi.
Thank you, Benedicta. Lovely pitch. I wanted to find out from you, why Afrobods? Why did you select to do this type of business?
Yes. So the antibodies are used by most researchers in life science, medical field for research. So there is a really good market in terms of its use. And traditionally they use monoclonal, which are a different kind, and we've specifically chosen these nanobodies because of the properties of their sensitivity. They're small and can be modified. And so we went into that business as people who are passionate about the STEM field. And I think it was also, instead of sitting on the bench advocating and teaching about STEM, starting a business means you can actually directly employ and have a real impact in the field of STEM. And so that we've actually gone into business of producing the antibodies, and we can influence research outputs.
And if I'm a university in South Africa, why would I go with you and switch? Because you mentioned that they already get these and they use them, the researchers, every year. What's the thing that's going to compel them to switch to your product?
You're going to switch to this product because it is a high quality product. There has been complaints about the existing products and the way in which they're made. So our one has reproducibility. So you do get to have consistency in the product. Its sensitivity and the fact that it can switch means, I'll give an example. When a cancer patient has treatment and they lose hair, it's because the type of antibody in the treatment killed other cells and not only the cancer cells. This being so small and so sensitive and so precise will only bind to the specific target cell that you want to target in the body. And this is a critical aspect for a researcher working in an ultimate therapeutic product in the market. So this is really a cutting edge. I want to say it's the future in terms of research and how you're especially if you're working in the spaces of medical and treatment, that you work on these antibodies.
Thank you. Thanks, Benedicta.
Lovely pitch.
Thank you.
And welcome.
Thanks.
From I think medical research and development is a long journey. I think it's a labor of love to a large extent, but it's the most rewarding.
Yes.
I see that you've got a number of accolades. You've been in a number of accelerator programs as well. How has that crafted your approach to how you'd use the 650,000? I see you say you'd use it towards marketing and sales. Do you really believe that is the correct approach to take?
Thank you for that question, and my guide will agree with me that he had the same question for me. We focused a lot, and you're quite right, it's a long journey in research and development. You can spend the first year just getting to one product out. So we spent the last couple of years focusing on product development, perfecting the targets areas that we are researching, and also soliciting market data. We're now ready to go and sell. So in these years, we've managed to get to building a catalog of 15 products of our own, which means we own the IP, and we now can reap those rewards, because to make the products, once you have the mRNA sequence, to replicate, we can sell thousands of the same, from the same mRNA sequence. You made it once and then it's replication. It's the same as recording a music album, and then you're basically reproducing to sell the music ad infinitum. So we've also seen that now is the time to start selling. You can wait for the perfect moment when you've got a big catalog, but 15 was a sufficient number to say, let's target sales and marketing. And the 650,000 Rand will give a right impact to get these products into the hands of the researchers in South Africa.
I think that's a good segue for me to come in. How do you get to the researchers? How are you approaching them? One by one?
Yes.
At conferences?
So for this activation, it has to be in personal. So we target the head of research. There will be a SACHI chair who has the budget with its research foundations. The head of the research group, so I would say the budget controllers, they make the decision on how much they're allocating towards purchasing of reagents such as nanobodies. We are speaking to them, and in their groups, they may have 10 to 20 other PhD or postdoc researchers working on different projects, and that's where we then speak to those individual researchers to find out which types of antibodies are you using. In our activation, we also run a competition where we ask the researchers now who will be using the product, what are their future interest areas of research? Because we're going to grow our catalog. And so we would continuously be building the catalog to match research requirements. A PhD researcher will work for 3 to 4 years on a particular area that they're studying, whether it's the heart, which means they're using the same antibody for 3 to 4 years. So that's how we get them.
Very quickly, is there any competition in South Africa, locally produced antibodies?
No, there is not. We are the first ones to produce them locally. They currently import them.
Benedicta, you may leave. Thank you.
Thank you.
So this thing costs 8,000 Rand.
Sure. Tiny little drop.
You know, in her pitch she said anti-human, but it is. I thought I was hearing incorrectly. It says that.
It says anti-human.
It does actually.
It's against humans.
Wow.
So what did you think of the pitch?
Great.
It was great, considering that it's the first time. But I guess the advantage is that it was 3 minutes.
Yes.
And she timed it very well. So it was a lot she said there, but I guess she could have told us more about, how she's spending that 650. Yeah, she didn't get through that very much, but yeah, interesting.
Yeah. Your thoughts?
Fascinating business, and she's very articulate.
Yeah.
For something that is so technical,
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, you just get what she's actually selling, which is just amazing. I particularly, as far as the spending of the money is concerned, I think that she would be the best salesperson for her business based on that. And perhaps, you know, getting in other people to come and do the sales is not the right spend of the money right now, but fascinating. I also liked the fact that they're going to do some research around the benefits of nanobodies in wine. So when they're looking for specimens, they can say, Mamina.
Anti-human.
Anti-humans.
Yeah. I also thought it was a great pitch for the first time. A little bit too memorized for me. So there was a lacked a smoothness, but I think the other contestants had that, had that practice to smooth it out. So I won't hold that too much against her. But yeah, and I think for me, the fact that she spoke about an alpaca, I think most people watching Engen Pitch Polish haven't come across an alpaca many times in their life. I haven't either. So I think she needed to explain that a bit more. But other than that, a great pitch. So let's go to scoring.
Wow, that was impressive. If I were Tshireletso or Mzingisi, I'd be pretty concerned right now, but what do you think? Share your views and your comments about Benedicta's pitch and in fact all of tonight's pitches on our Facebook page. Time now to see how Tshireletso shapes up.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
So, how are you feeling for this pitch?
A little bit nervous, but I'm ready.
You ready?
Excited, yeah.
And you know it's 3 minutes?
Yes, I do.
Tshireletso, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pitch and polish.
For the very last time, hello judges, my name is Tshireletso. I'm the Tourism Entrepreneur of the Year, the Mail and Guardian Top 10 Trailblazer, Say Small Business of the Year finalist, Business Innovation Award finalist, and today I'm the 2023 Engen Pitch and Polish finalist. Tourism is the fastest growing sector in South Africa and contributes 3.2% to the GDP. Domestic tourism has increased tremendously by 41%, surpassing even pre-COVID numbers. This shows that there's still healthy appetite for local travel. 6 years ago, I started a company called Camping RetrEats out of trying to make camping more attractive for my wife. Little did I know that this would appeal to thousands of other people, 8,000 to be exact. Today, Camping RetrEats employs 18 permanent staff members. We host 4 times more trips than our current and biggest competitors. We host 40 to 120 people every weekend. And our sweet spot is that we provide 5-star food in the bush. 95% of our customers said they'd have never tried camping had it not been for our service. Judges, through Engen Pitch and Polish learnings, we've been able to implement a few things in our business. Number 1, we've streamlined our employees. Number 2, we've been able to put systems in place to reduce breakages and to measure staff performance. Number 3, we've been able to deep dive into our numbers and look at our pricing and our profitability. We continue to do this in order for us to be able to be profitable in the future. We've continued to solidify our relationships with stakeholders like Sandparks, KZN Wildlife, and Forever Resorts. This gives us an access of 10 sites across the country and 40% discounts whenever we visit these locations. We're currently in talks with companies like Cape Union Mart, the Blue Bank, and obviously companies who want to do year-end functions and corporate functions. Although this may look like a lot, we're trying to focus now on the 650,000. We want to put 45% towards acquiring a second truck, 30% towards insourcing our manufacturing and repair center, 15% towards upgrading our website and CRM system, and 10% towards boosting our deluxe offering. Together with the learnings we've had with Engen Pitch and Polish and the 650,000, this will put our profits up by 16%, our revenue rather, by 16% from 8.8 million to 10.2 million. Thank you so much, judges, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Tshireletso. Monique, you have questions?
Yes, I do. Lovely to see you again, and I'm glad that you added and updated your pitch. That's fantastic. You know, when I look at you, I often think there's a popular song about wanting to be a millionaire, so freaking bad. And when I hear your numbers, or the numbers that you talk about, they definitely are in the millions. However, your retained earnings are exceptionally low. You've mentioned in your pitch that you are looking to cut costs. Tell me some of the measures that you've taken to actually streamline the costs in your business.
All right. First thing is systems are important. In the beginning, we never used to, in the beginning, I mean, before this competition, we never used to track the amount of breakages we used to have. We'd never even be able to be accountable for them. So having put in systems in place, the summary of it is that we've made training for each and every individual or employee in the company to be responsible for a set of 10s that they are assigned to per camp. So for example, if you assign 10 and they come with full inventory, they need to return with full inventory. Number 2, if something happens amongst the inventories, something is missing, we know that you are responsible because we assigned you these 10, we've numbered them, and we know that we put them with full inventory. So sometimes breakages can't be avoided. So in that case, we would know what measures to take and who's responsible for that. Number 2, we've now negotiated with our vegetables and grocery partners to buy at cheaper locations. We get our fruits from the market, where we used to purchase from your Pick and Pays. Our meat is now from the farmer, where we used to purchase from a service provider that we used to. So that's some of the few things that we're doing.
Great. I just don't like the idea that you're talking to other colors.
All right, over to you.
Oh, Tshireletso, well done. I think you've just about perfected your pitch. I think it is good to hear you've taken on, the feedback that you've been getting from the judges over the last while. Yeah, for me, I guess the biggest concern, I heard you talk about improving price to try and sort of beat, improve your profitability. But I definitely am still concerned about, the costing. I hear what you're saying about efficiencies. But what about, the way you've brought on staff? Because I think, there's things there with the kind of staffing that you've taken on. How are you going to sort of manage that going forward?
With some of the immediate changes we've made, we haven't brought in as many as we wanted to. We've in fact looked at better performing or best performing staff members. We've promoted a few. We've allocated them more responsibilities. We've given them KPIs. We never used to have KPIs in writing. And we're trying to test that now to see its impact on the business. So our main, we don't intend to employ more people.
So you're going to sweat your existing assets? We
want to sweat our existing assets.
Sure.
And in some roles, there's duality. There's a driver and a setup team. There's somebody who does setup for the kitchen and also manages the cost in the kitchen. So,
thank you.
Tshireletso, you mentioned that you do 4 times more than your competitor. How do you know that?
Our competitors release a year calendar. They skip some months. They do once a month. We don't skip any months unless it's...
but how do you know how many people are at there? Maybe they got 3 times more people at each
we're the biggest in capacity in South Africa. We know roughly their capacity where they lie.
Okay. Previously, you spoke about you as leader and the fact that you wanted to outsource the leadership and the management to somebody else. Tell me where your mind is right now about that.
I still feel like as a person, we need personal development. I do need personal development. However, if I need to make tough decisions, I will make tough decisions. What is important is for me to look beyond the operation side that I'm currently am now. Put somebody there, and I assume a bigger role so I can be able to work on the business.
Last question here. You mentioned in your pitch you went from you go from 8.8 to 10 point something million, but in the numbers that you gave us, it's this year that you're going to do 8.8. which is not, it's not complete this year.
We've been very conservative with the numbers, and must admit, we don't put everything that I really feel like we're going to do. In fact, the true reflection is going to do closer to 10 million this year. Quarter 4 already, we estimating 2.5 million in quarter 4 already. Hello.
All right, Tshireletso, thank you for your pitch. Well done for your whole evolution during this whole process. You may leave. Could you hear him?
I couldn't hear him. No, he was
He
very,
spoke
very
so
soft.
softly.
He's
Yeah.
very soft today and subdued.
Yeah, I thought it was just me. But yeah, you know, with those outfits being so loud, I thought maybe I can.
Just being nasty because you don't look cute.
Yeah, he definitely
Yeah.
was softer today.
Softer. But the pitch was better.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I think he's polished, and out of practicing over the couple of episodes, has really come out much better than he's been in the past.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
Yeah, I think that's the most rewarding of this competition, is they actually see that growth.
Yes, the
Each
progress.
pitch that they do, they're just so much stronger.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because
Yeah.
it's more time.
Mhm. Yeah.
A whole minute can make a big difference, I suppose.
Well, that's in the design, right? Yeah. All right, let's go. Let's go score. Thank you for giving me the word.
I thought just might help you along,
Yeah.
Each one help one.
Yes, it's time to give away one final 5,000 Rand Ever Super Shop voucher from Nedbank. To enter, all you have to do is answer the question we're showing on your screen now. What word surprised the judges when Benedicta was describing her product? What word surprised the judges when Benedicta was describing her product? Simply WhatsApp your name and the right answer to 068 707 5187. All the right answers will go into a random draw to pick the winner. We'll be in touch with tonight's winner before 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, and also post the name on social media later this week. I'm actually starting to feel quite sorry for the judges. Based on our first 2 pitches, it doesn't look like it's going to be an easy decision for them. Let's see if Mzingisi's pitch will make their job even harder tonight.
Welcome, Mzingisi. You're in the final. It's got to be good.
It has to be a great feeling ever.
A good feeling.
Yes,
You know, you've got 3 minutes this pitch,
yes,
and you know we're expecting you to do something a little different.
yes,
Have you done that?
yes.
Great. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pitch and polish.
Good day, judges. My name is Mzingisi. Tshireletso is my surname. I'm the director of the company called M-games. At M-games, we manufacture all kinds of pool tables. We sell, we rent out, we sell using a company by the name of Cosmic Games, and we also rent directly. We've got around about 50 sites that are renting from us. We've got a competition as a business. We are competing up against 4 companies nationally, 3 in Joburg, 1 in Cape Town. And their strength is that they're selling to retail, and we are targeting the township. But we've got great news, judges. On the 11th, we had a meeting with Duffelbeck Furnitures, the one big retail from Cape Town, which has 9 stores. And they've said that they are willing to take our products if we follow the right protocols, meaning that the company has now to be VAT registered. So that's a story that we have to share as a success. Thanks to Decorex, we've been busy for the couple of days. Supplying Decorex will mean that we're anticipating big orders, and that's where these slates come in. We need to import 261 slates so that we can be able to meet the demand, because we currently have a shortfall on supply on this. We request 650 so that we can be able to buy the slates. I hope you can see it looks like this when it's covered. The business is growing, and we're currently doing a GP of 44%. The net profit is not so great, it's 3%. But if we get the slates, we will be able to increase our net profit to 22%, and our GP will stay the same. remember, I'm an employee by background. All this I have to learn, and we've graduated from GSB. We've just recently graduated from the Gibbs. We are now graduating perhaps from the Race Corp Engen Pitch Polish. We have grown as an individual, and we're looking forward to growing M-games so that we can be able to expand the workshop, so that we can be able to have proper admin, proper storage place for this. So we are looking to expand our workshop to at least 500 square meters, because currently we are working on 150 square meters, so that we are not able to manage everything as a business. But if we can get a bigger space, we will be able to do everything professionally. Thank you very much for listening to us.
All right. Last comments for Engen Pitch Polish 2023.
Yeah, well done, Mzingisi.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations on landing on your newest account. I think that's good going on your side. I guess it sounds like you're looking forward to the selling side booming. What is the thing that's going to differentiate you? I mean, you mentioned 4 competitors who are also selling. What's the thing that's going to set you apart, you know, once you get these slates and get going with selling of these pool tables?
It's more of the sustainability of M-games. If we get the slates, we will be able to sell. At the same time, we will be able to grow the rental side of the business.
So if I'm a business owner and I want to buy pool tables, why must I come to you to buy my pool tables?
I think that is one of our unique selling proposition. We got nice feedback from that we did not know from Decorex. They said we've got a quality workmanship. That's what we got from the clients.
Monique?
Lovely to see how you've progressed, Mzingisi.
Thank you very much.
Something that, I mean, I think you've got a lovely problem as a business owner. Every business owner wants new clients and potential leads and a pipeline of new possibilities. And I know that you've got that besides the one that you've mentioned now. But through the weeks, you've mentioned the slate as being your blocker. What happens if you can't buy that slate? What are you going to do to sustain and grow your business into the rest of the Western Cape? You've only got one competitor. So how are you going to grow your business without the slate?
Without the slates, we've been running the business for the past, I think the current GP is 44%, and the net profit we've been running with selling minimum of the tables that at least the supplier gives us. So they give us a minimum. We cannot sell to the maximum. So we will continue to look for capital to be able to get our own slates finally.
And you can't purchase from your competitors, resell, and then just give exceptional service after that?
We used to purchase a lot from the competitor, but the problem is that you cannot market to Tafelberg and rely on the supply that will be sometimes said, no, we'll give you 10 when when the client needs 20. So we don't need that certainty. Hence, we've not been marketing so much. So we need certainty. Certainty will mean that we have our own slates.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm going to just also touch on the slates again, just to explain. You would import a container of slates.
Yes.
Right? How many slates in a container?
It's 261.
Okay, which is about your annual turnover. You're doing about 200, 250 tables a year, is that right?
Yes, around about 200 tables.
200 tables. So it's not that much more than a year.
Yes.
Yeah, so you could consume all of those.
Yes.
Right. I mean, what Monique is saying is very important, because you've got a massive risk in the business in that your supplier is your competitor, and you get the big order and they just switch off the taps, and then you can't move. So why haven't you brought in an investor into the business? How much is a container? To bring in a container would cost how much?
To bring in the container, it's $50 per slate that we got from the supplier.
So what's that times?
It's 900 and something.
Yeah, rand. So times
yes,
250.
it's going to be 200, around about 250 per container of 260 slates.
So how many, what's it going to cost after import duty and everything to land it?
It's going to cost us around about 350,000.
So surely that is such a business critical risk.
Yes.
That you want to get that sorted before you go to Tafelberg.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So why haven't you gone to an investor? I mean, 350,000 Rand is surely between a couple of people you could put that together.
Yes. To answer you, Mr. Alon, is that we've just changed the accountant. The desire and my dreams is to be able to manage our cash flow. And we are trying so hard to manage the cash flow. And we want to be in a position where we will be able to service whatever investment come our way. Currently, our investment goes to making sure that the output of the product is quality and making sure that the client receiving the product is quality. So we are making sure that we're paying that much, but now we are also trying to make sure that we get the accountant to help us make sure that we don't want to be owing people and we cannot service our debts.
Okay, Mzingisi, thank you for your final pitch.
Thank you.
And wishing you best of luck, and you may leave.
Thank you, guys.
I really feel for his predicament. He's between a rock and a hard place, or between a slate and a hard place. Yeah, he is.
He is.
Slates are a bit of a big deal here.
Because the moment he gets that, if the competitors get wind of it, they'll just switch it off, and then they'll kill that opportunity. He needs to find another way to get funding.
And that, he's, like we were saying, he's pipeline.
Yeah.
He's touched less than 1% of the Western Cape. If he just figures out how to get his stock levels up to service the rest of the opportunities actually got, he will take off. It's a block, and even the use of his funds right now, it's not about expanding premises. It's not about getting in additional staff. It's about getting in the store.
Exactly.
Basically.
No, exactly. Because his opportunity is just actually securing those sales and actually managing his cost and cash flow, actually, so that he can actually start breaking into that. But yeah, it's a little bit concerning the slates are a bit of a big deal here for him to get going.
Okay, let's get scoring.
Well done, Mzingisi. He's definitely grown in confidence, hasn't he? Like I said, I'm glad I don't have to choose the 2023 Engen Pitch and Polish champion. I think we can all agree that these three entrepreneurs are very strong competitors. While we wait for the judges to arrive at their final decision, I have a very exciting piece of news for you. Our generous accommodation sponsor, the Radisson Blue Gautrain Hotel, is offering the ultimate fan of the 2023 Engen Pitch and Polish competition an overnight stay for two at their beautiful hotel, including breakfast. Are you the ultimate fan? Well, I really hope that you've been liking, commenting and sharing like mad on social media throughout the competition, because that's how we'll be picking the winner. We'll announce our ultimate fan before the end of this week, so good luck and don't stop sharing. Well, this is it. It's time to crown our 2023 Engen Pitch and Polish champion. Let's head into the pitching arena one last time.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final of Engen Pitch and Polish 2023. But before I start giving you feedback, I'd just like to thank my fellow judges for our time together and for the debates, sometimes rigorous debates, especially in the boardroom, where we would go through the numbers and look for the facts, which is what we are looking for. So Engen Pitch and Polish, as you know, is not just about how well you present, but also the substance underneath the words. But the words do count, and let me start by saying that, and I'm going to talk to everyone but our new member of the team here. our wild card, Benedicta, to the two of you, the consensus amongst the judges was that the content of your pitches improved, but the delivery actually declined. You got particularly soft at the end. You lost your mojo in the last pitch. And you were quite, also you had lost some of the fire as we witnessed in the first and the second. In this last pitch, you were a little, yeah, timid. Yeah. Subdued, yeah. So just a note to yourselves. But let me start off with, as I always do in the final, talk about the negative, and then I'll go to the positive. Let's start with you, Benedicta. So you came across a little too memorized. I could actually watch you reading your speech, and you were absolute perfection. And I can see you're probably a very strong academic, and you studied your books, and you studied your speech, and you studied your pitch. You studied that thing. And so it comes across in the pitch. When you talk about an alpaca, most people don't know what an alpaca is. You missed the opportunity to explain what it is. We might have known what a llama is because we've watched our kids look at the cartoons with the llama in it. But alpaca, I think you needed to explain that. So when you're talking about the terminology, you need to take the people who are not as academically inclined or specifically medically inclined along with your journey. So just slow it down a little bit and explain those pieces. And then the sales, you didn't, I think you needed to talk more about the fact that when you were pitching, what we all felt was that the use of your funding needed to be about you selling, not just, you were going to go and employ other people to sell. You are incredibly compelling, and if I were to invest in your business, I'd invest in it because of you. You need to go out there and sell. So you really lost a lot of points today around the fact that how you used the prize money in your presentation. So from your perspective, you opened up your pitch around your authority and all the things that you had won, but you hadn't connected those prizes and all the things that you had won to your specific industry. So it's all very well that you might be in the final of Engen Pitch and Polish, but what's that got to do with your industry? You've got to connect the two. So it didn't hold water for me. Your voice, I don't know, we couldn't hear you. I actually asked the other judges if they could hear you, but they also couldn't hear you. You weren't loud, you were very, very quiet, very quiet. And then the numbers. Your numbers, when we looked at your numbers, and we sat going through your numbers, and your numbers didn't stack up. And in business, it's all about the numbers. It's about the sales, about the product, about the numbers. And that's where you fell down incredibly. I think, before I go to the positive, let me go to Mzingisi as well. Same with you, the numbers. That really, there was huge inconsistencies in the numbers. Also, I think there's a huge risk in the business, and we picked that up in the questioning. And the question that I have is that if you don't win Engen Pitch and Polish 2023, what will happen with you? It's like it's a daunting question to ask as an investor. And the question that I asked at the end around why haven't you gone to another investor, it also communicates to me that you aren't thinking strongly enough about the backup plan. Okay, so that makes me worried that it's binary. So let me start with the positive stuff now. Benedicta, you brought in a sample. I always like to see, the product. Anti-human. We were a little worried that we were going to start some pandemic if we opened that vial. I love the fact that when you said, imagine this, so you took us on a journey. to imagine the future. That's a very powerful technique in pitching. I thought your sizing of the market was particularly good. I felt like I understood the size of the market, the potential market, particularly in South Africa. You gave the numbers. It felt like you understood the size of the market. And the fact that you mentioned the R1 million already in sales is communicating to us that there's proof of concept, that I'm already out there selling. That was very powerful for us as judges. Tshireletso, from all the pitches, it felt like all the changes that you had made, you communicated that, and that gave us a huge amount of confidence that you're open to learning, you're open to developing yourself. And as an entrepreneur, if you're open to learning and to personal development, the sky's the limit. So that was a very powerful message to us. And I thought the use of the 650K was particularly good. I think it was well thought through. Mzingisi, your pitches also evolved tremendously over the different rounds. And what came across is you understand your industry. Out of the three, it felt like you understand it's a particularly niched industry. And if I had to think, does he or doesn't he understand the pool table industry, I think you understand exactly how it works. And so that came across, your authority came across. All right, so there's all the good stuff. Now it's the horrible stuff. It was the bad stuff, it was the good stuff, and now it's the horrible stuff. It's the elimination. So let me just remind you and all the viewers that the third prize walks away with 50,000 Rand in cash. Second prize walks away with 100,000 Rand in cash. And the first prize walks away with 650,000 Rand in cash plus the incubation prize, to the total value of R1 million. The first elimination, the second runner-up is Mzingisi. You may leave. All right. Now we've got the two of you. Will it be the first time that in the history of Engen Pitch Polish that a wild card wins? You come in, flying in, and take the R1 million away from him? Or will all his experience being in the competition pip you? Which way will it go? So I want to say something else which is actually unique about this particular 2023 Engen Pitch Polish event, is that the difference in score between the two of you is 0.36. Not even 1%, it's 0.36%. Okay, 0.3, that's how close it is. So when we announce the winner, it feels like you've both won, and it feels particularly sore for all the judges here.
Can I just interject there? So I'm not the mean judge. To all our viewers, we are 0.36 apart.
I just want to make a statement that Monique is not the mean judge, okay? The winner for Engen Pitch Polish 2023 is Tshireletso.
Yes, thanks. Yeah, can I have a
It's the end of yet another season of Engen Pitch and Polish with me, Aldrin St-Pierre, and once again, Tshireletso, congratulations. Let me also thank our sponsors, our title sponsor, Engen Petroleum, our co-sponsor, Netbank, and our program coordinator, Racecorp, for making all of this possible. Once again, I'm Aldrin St-Pierre. Let's meet during the next season on Engen Pitch and Polish. Meet you on the pitch side. Bye-bye.
Yes, it's been a long journey. I started with hectic nerves, scrambling upon my pitch, until now where I'm feeling confident. I mean, the longer you're in this program, the more confident you become as you learn and as you progress in the competition. So